My name is Rock. Sgt Rock. I'm head honcho of Easy Company. And this is our story. Well, that was my imitation of Sgt Rock. How many of you remember Sgt Rock? Not a lot, probably. Sgt Rock first came out in 1958, I believe. He was an issue, Army at War, I'm not sure, issue number 83, 88, I'm not sure, one of those two. But it came out in 1950. I wasn't born in 1958, so obviously I wasn't. A couple of years after that, yeah, a few years after that, but I wasn't born in 1958. But Sgt Rock was a mess sergeant with Easy Company in World War II. When he first came out, he wasn't referred to as Sgt Rock. He was referred to just as Rock. Okay? He was referred to just as Rock. After a while, he's got more established. They started to refer to him as Rocky. But then that changed, and they made him into Sgt Rock. Okay? Obviously, all his comics, he has his chevrons on the top of his dome. And he was in the head NCOIC. He was the NCOIC non-commissioned officer in charge of Easy Company. So, let's look at the box here real quick. Hold on. Okay, so here's the artwork for the box. I think that's pretty awesome. You know, 1 scale deluxe collector figure, Sgt Rock. Side, plain. Side, plain, just says Sgt Rock. The back, I like. Look. Again, it's pretty plain, but it's a nice photo. Is it photo worthy? I don't know. You could tell it's toy, but it does look pretty cool. Here it has a little bit of a story. You know, the newest edition of a new addition to DC Comics collections. Let's see what it has inside. This side, of course, is where he came in. Plain, has nothing. Here is a nice picture. It's got his Tommy gun. It's got dog tags, you can see. It's got his helmet. It's got a grenade. He's got a bayonet in there, but you know. And here, let's see if you want to pause, maybe zoom in there and read his story there. Make it a little bigger. It tells about Sgt Rock a little bit. And that's it. All right. So we're going to stop that right now. And we are going to jump into, boom, Sgt Rock. I think that is very cool. I think that's very cool. Look at that. It's one that I wanted to get for a long time for the collection. This is Sgt Rock 1958. You know, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. It's pretty dope. Okay. Easy Company is my company. I'm Sgt Rock. I think that is very cool. Now, the rounds, the bandolier he has on his shoulder, obviously, they're 50 cal. Okay? They're 50 cal, so they're not going to fit into the Tommy gun. He comes with a Tommy gun, the bandolier, the dome. He has 4 grenades. I've got 2 here. All right, 2 here. I've got 1 there. Boom. And I got 1 here. There's his bayonet. His uniform is raggedy as heck. All worn out, all weather torn. His web belt, like his canteen carrier, it's all messed up. His shirt, jeez, you gotta get a new one, man. Call supply, maybe they might be able to help you out. You know, it's all ruined. He doesn't even keep it buttoned, but If he kept it buttoned, you wouldn't be able to see his dog tags, would you? Now his dog tags don't say anything. They're just dog tags. They're blank. But at least they are to scale. You know, they're not these big giant old GI Joe ones. Used to come with dog tags like 18, inches too big for his body and shit. Looks like a license plate hanging off his chest. These dog tags are kind of to scale. They don't have anything written on them though. The hands. He came in with two hands, or two sets of hands. The first set was these. They're just. That's it. That's all they are. They're just hands. They don't open. They're molded that way. Both of them. Okay. They're just molded. There's his right hand and his left hand. That's all. These, however, are have like wires inside, so you can fold them or bend them into any position you like. I like the veins that it has on there. It shows a little bit of detail, and the muscles on his arm. Because Sgt Rock, when he first came out, before he joined the army, he was supposed to be a boxer. Story goes, he wasn't the best boxer, but he had guts. He'd get knocked down. He's like a Rocky. He'd get beat up, and then he'd stand up again. Then he'd get beat up, and he'd stand up a different time. And, he wasn't a champion or something, but he was a hard-headed monkey. So World War II came around, and he joined, and he became Sgt Rock. His pants are all destroyed. Bullet holes and everything. Very cool. And the stand very plainly says Sgt Rock. You can, even with his feet blocking it, it says Sgt Rock. You can see that. I think that is very cool. So, there you go, everybody. Sergeant Frank Rock, NCOSC Easy Company. Rough, tough, meanest mofo in the Army. They should bring his comic back. If you remember Sgt Rock, leave a comment on the bottom. Tell me some of your best memories of Sgt Rock. I always liked Sgt Rock because his comics, they were good comics. They told a story, not just out there killing at somebody. He'd have stories about saving people. Some kind of moral stories sometimes. And then at the same time, he'd also be mixed with, at the back of the Sgt Rock comic, once it was done, they'd have like another comic. Maybe Jeb Stewart, the Haunted Tank. Maybe some other stories about different soldiers, like the Japanese kamikazes or something. I'm sure if you look on the internet, you'll find stories about Sgt Rock and the different comics that he has. The backdrop that's here, this thing here, it came in the box. Of course, to make it look like Sgt Rock is standing in the jungle, in the trees, and so that you can see. See if I go back out, you'll see. I have it on top of another box to stand up, but you hold it close, kind of looks like he's in the woods. Right? If I go here, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Sgt Rock, what are you going to do? Where you standing at? Where you going? Where you going, Rock? But that's it, folks. All right? If you enjoyed it, let me know. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Tell me what memories you have of Sgt Rock or any of the other old-time comics like the Haunted Tank. Jeb Stewart was the name of the tank. Sergeant Fury, they had one called Sergeant Fury. I don't remember him too much, but I do believe that Sergeant Fury was the same Fury as, where I'm getting to, right? Nick Fury. I believe Sergeant Fury came out and he evolved into Nick Fury. But that's a different story. All right. Give me your Sergeant Rock stories, your Jeb Stewart stories, any of your Army comic stories from way back then. This is Santi, and I'm out.